Farrukh Nadeem on with a new sprite tutorial. Yes, you are seeing me on your screen. Today we will talk about this design. This is a table design that has been created entirely using the 2D method. It has been made using vectors, and in this a hack and tool have been used. Today we will create this design, and its geometry will also be made in throat spire. We will also try to understand a bit about this geometry, how the line work for it was done, and at the same time we will look at its programming as well. So let's get started. I have taken a file. The dimensions of the file are 60 along the x-axis and 30 along the y-axis, which means we are going to make a table that is approximately 2.5 by 5. This is the position of the tabletop. You can set any datum position you want. Keep it at very high, and you can choose any parent color you like. I clicked OK on the file. Now, first of all, try to understand the basic geometry for this. I have drawn a circle here. The radius of this circle was set to point 2. The smallest radius point is 0.25. Close this and select the offset command. As soon as you select the offset command, make sure to keep the outwork inside the offset. Set its distance to 0.25. After that, select new here. This is a very important option. Select new, and notice this here. We will have to offset odd times. I've done it. I've offset it approximately 11 or 12 times. Close it. So I've created a basic design here that your gun will be used for the pattern. Now we need to draw a line. Use the line command here and set its direction with the help of the Alt key. I've drawn it at a 30-degree angle, and now mirror this line. I've mirrored it using the copy option. Now, since we need to close that line so that we can trim the rest of the area, we'll use the arc tool. I started the arc from here, ended it here, and gave it this approximate round shape. Now, select all three objects together and join them. Join them together, and this becomes a closed vector. I have selected all these objects, and with their help, I am trimming them. Look, I need to clear the outside, so I have cleared the outside of it. In this way, we have created this object. You should not remove this. Do not remove the cutting source that we used. Using the node, bring it exactly to this end. Bring it onto this, and then bring it to this end. As soon as you bring it to this position, since we need to create an offset, and the offset is for its boundary, so I will create an offset of 0.5 for it. Now you can remove it. Now what you need to do is group these inside objects, and then group them with this as well. First, make that group, and then make this group. Note down its overall dimensions, or set it to a specific dimension. If its width is 6, then I will set its height to 3.5. There will be a slight difference, but since we have to offset it, we might encounter some issues with the geometry there. So, viewers, we now have this design ready. The values we got for its layout are 6 and 3.5. 6 is the width and 3.5 is its height. Copy it, paste it, and move this object from here and place it exactly on top of it. After placing it here, you need to repeat this object once again. So I pasted it and moved this object to this spot. In the same way, I pasted it again and took one object and placed it in this corner, and then I pasted it and picked it up from this corner and placed it here. Actually, what we require here is that the design placed between these these vectors that are here, we are adjusting them in an overlapping format. So, for example, if I look here, this object is on top and below. If this object is below, then its designs will be cut off from here. So I will show it here. by cutting it for you all. This is how I ungroup them. I will trim these objects with this one. We have the trim feature available. I want this trimmed object to be cleared from the inside, meaning I want to clear the inside of this rectangle. So, as you can see, it has been cleared. Now, if this one is on top and this one is below, now if the next one is below this, ungroup it in the same way, select this object, and clear it with the other one as well. Now, look here. This one is on top, then this one is below. Now this one is on top and this one is below. In the same way, we need to set their order on this side as well. I am deleting all these objects, and now you can see that we have our geometry ready. After this object is ready, we need to array it. To do that, it's very important for you to know its dimensions. So let's move on to the dimensions. When taking dimensions, we require two types of dimensions, horizontal and vertical. Now here I am taking its horizontal dimension. So watch carefully. Note down the value from here to this edge, and similarly from here to here, you need to take the vertical dimension of the edge. In the same way, select the vertical dimension from here and note down the dimension from here to this edge as well. So now you have both the vertical and horizontal dimensions. Now, using these dimensions, we can pattern this. To create the pattern, close this or ungroup the object, and after ungrouping, move this outer part to another layer. I am moving this edge to the dimension layer. As soon as you switch it to the layer, select these objects here and go to the pattern. Now, pay close attention. When we go to the pattern, we need to set the columns and rows for the pixel. So first, I will work on its columns. Set the rows to 0, and for the columns, I set it to around 12 or 13. The value of the columns is always for one side, and for the X direction, how much movement do we want? 3. Now let's move this to 6 and copy it. See here, we have one set here now. We need to take this to the offset, take it halfway. That means we have to bring this edge to this edge, so that's 1 point. 6, 8, 2, 8. I have set the Y to 1.682 8. This is the offset position. That means it will lift it from here and take it up to the top one. This is the offset position, but for its displacement, I'm also entering a displacement of 3 so that it displaces it by Z 3 in the X direction. So look, as soon as I entered all those values, it created this for us. Now the height of this, meaning on the upper side, feels a bit low to us, so why not increase its quantity? I set it to 20 here and apply it, and as soon as we apply it, right, look, this is what we get. All right, when we select this here, make sure to ungroup it, because if you keep it in group form, its layer will be lost. It will group everything into a single layer and keep it all in one layer. So here I set its column to 1. And from here, I set it to 10 rows. Now, since we don't have multiple columns, we have only one column. So here, since its row is 1, its value won't make any difference. Since we're making 10 columns each, I need to assign it. This value here in the column form, that is 3 and 3 more make 6. So there will be a total of 6 values with it. I set its displacement to 0 and copy this. Take a look at this. Now notice one thing, from here to here it took a total of 5.5 here and 5.5 more ahead, making a total of 10 in all. In the same way, if you look here, this layer remains exactly as it was. Now similarly, I select that entire set again. I deselected the dimension, and here I will make these 20 column-wise. And I will turn off its column, because we have already created the columns. Here, for its displacement, that is the amount we need to displace it from here to there. I'll set the value to 3, so try it out once. When I copied it here, you can see it's been copied. Close the entire set and exit, and team. And now our whole set has been created. Now I've made some extras. You can make as many as you want according to your preference. I made these extras so that you can place them in your area as needed and trim them accordingly. Anyway, once you've created this much of the pattern, you can also save it to use elsewhere. If you have to do this much calculation every time, it will become much easier for you. Now coming here, I select this entire set and move it to bring it to the center of the table. Approximately where the center is, I'm using that for now. And if there's any difference, you can adjust it. Generally, this overall design is also following that. So as we come here, I'll turn off the dimension layer, and you can see that the pattern has been repeated. Here, I'll take a rectangle to create its border. Once we've turned off its layers, you can group it from here so that no area is missed during selection. After grouping it, take a rectangle. As soon as I select the rectangle, I'll reduce it by 4 inches on all sides. Here, it will become 56, and here 26, and this creates a rectangle. Select this rectangle and use it to trim all these objects. Take this, and we need to clear the outside. So select for the outside and see, after trimming, I select this line, and after selecting this line, use the offset command. Use it, Usai. I'm going to offset this by 1/2 inch. Oh, then set it to 0.25. Did that. Then 0.25. Then 0.25 again. So in this way, the design I have is now ready. By selecting this layer and this key, I'll move it to the dimension layer. So this will also be turned off from here. So Nazam, take a look at this. A very beautiful pattern is now visible on your screen. After saving this vector file, let's move on to its tooling. Come over to the toolpath here. Shaiki. In the toolpath, look, Shaiki. Now, we have 2 ways to work on this. One, we can put a slot on the outer border. Second, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have to program this through V-Carve. So we have the V-Carve tool available. The width of our cut is 0.25. So select the tool from here. When selecting the tool, keep in mind that you need to use the V tool. So if I come to the V tool here, we have the tool available in inches. I'll also take the V bit 0.25. Look, I've selected the V bit 0.25, or you can take the 0.51. That's even better. It will work faster. I've applied it, opened it. There's no need to change any value or anything. You can use these values as they are, and then here, just select this much area. You better make them a leaf. For example, if I move this to a new layer, here I'm assigning it to the new layer. I have created this tetet for the V-Carve tool and added it here. And I made it visible. You'll see that the layer has changed. Since we were working on the V-Carve tool, let's come over here to the selector. Now I've managed quite a lot of the geometry and organized the layers. And I select it in the close object, and at the same time I tell it to select the V-Carve layer here. See, it has automatically selected the V-Carve layer for you here. It is showing that there are a total of 1-72 vacancies inside it, and all of them are now enclosed. There is no one in the open vectors. So after closing it, the V-Carve 1 tool is selected. Go ahead and click on it. It will take a little time to calculate. Look, it has created the program with great symmetry. I will reduce its speed a bit and preview it here. See, just lower the speed a little. I reduced its speed and once reset the preview and look at it again. See, it started working approximately from the same area where we began, and this 1 bit will come on this piece. Yeah, let's increase its speed a bit. Yeah, watch this. So it has finished its job. All right, so we have taken the offset. Now, let's move to the profile toolpath. When you come to the profile toolpath, the first thing you need to do here is select the tool. I was talking about using a ball nose so that the area underneath gets a rounded finish. And as for its size, you can check all of that here. I am setting its depth to 0.125. The reason for setting it to 0.125 is that the tool's diameter is 0.25. So definitely its half should be the depth to get a nice curve. So I set the depth to 0.125, and it automatically calculated the passes as one, outside, inside, and I turned this on. Now, if we hadn't taken the offset, we could have also used the inside or outside here by turning it on. While turning this on, I am selecting these two lines, this one and with shift this one. On these two lines, I want to cut with the ball nose cutter. For now, don't change any other settings, just calculate. And select the toolpath at slow speed. See, in one cut, it did this, and in the second cut, it gave this groove. So you can see it has beautifully designed the top of the table. Similarly, if you want to use any profile tool on the outer side of the boundary, you can do that as well. That means the multi-tool that you are using here, you should use the profile tool path for it. D, switch to 2D mode. First of all, create a boundary around the outside of it. I did this and placed a rectangle at 60 by 30. And as you can see here, the rectangle has been placed. Go to the profile, 2D profile cutting. Here you need to change the tool. These are foam tools that we have. They are specialized tools. But since we are currently working with foam tools, look here, you can find the shape of the foam tool here. So you can use either the round over or the ogi from these two. Whichever tool you use here, it will create that step. For example, if I want to use this ogi tool at this spot to create those steps, this point, which is its diameter, is 1.25. And as for its round, it mentioned earlier that after selecting this tool, you will select this edge, the outer one, and you need to keep it as it is. You don't need to set it to outside or inside. You need to keep it as is. The pass has been set automatically. We will increase its depth, setting it to 0.25. Now the tool you have, you need to set it according to this. We use the profile tool here, and if you bring it into preview, you will be able to see it. Now, whichever tool you are using, the settings will be according to that tool. Look at this, it has done this in 2 passes. Done. Take a look at this. All right, double click on this and see, it has taken 2 passes. If you want to do this in a single pass. It depends on what combination of material and tool you have. By editing the passes, you can also do this in a single pass. So calculated from here. Again, let's end and reset. And after resetting the tools together, and now we'll preview all tool paths here. So look, it's playing all the tool paths in front of you. It made the outer grooves, and in the same way with the profile cutter, it shaped the outside in a single. Discussing is right here in front of you. I am confident that you have understood this technique. How these kinds of designs are made. You must have understood this. That's my straightforward point. Whatever work you have to do depends on your geometry, how clear your geometry concept is. The clearer your geometry is, the easier it will be for you to work. So I have a table designed in which we created a pattern using arcs, and then we programmed it. I hope you learned something new in today's tutorial. Before leaving, I would like to request you all to please subscribe to the channel and be sure to share this on your social media so that this act of charity, this charity of knowledge, continues to grow. You too will have a share in it, so please share it thus across all your social media networks. Thank you very much.